All right, so we're back here on Extempor Radio on riverwestradio.com. Welcome to this fabulous show. My name is Brendan O'Day. I'm the producer of the show, and the things you'll hear over the next hour represent the views of Extempor Radio, the people making them, and all opinions and quotations in no way whatsoever represent riverwestradio.com and are the sole responsibility of the producers, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program.
7:04 p.m. on the big dial.
There we go. That's awesome. You can tune in to the continuation of Extempor Radio on Justin TV tonight at 8 p.m. Go to Justin TV Extempor Radio, and I guess it's /Extempor Radio, and you'll find us there. And,
we'll be there.
Yeah, I hope we'll be there.
All right.
We our producer for that show, Keith Gostad, the inimitable Keith Gostad from Burdock Productions and Burdock Presents, an amazing poetry organization, is laying in the hospital right now. I don't know if he wants me to broadcast that.
I don't know if he would either.
But he's laying in the hospital right now, and unfortunately, he has my computer in the hospital with him, so he can watch some movies to quell the boredom of being stuck in a hospital. And one more time, found out this afternoon that all the technical problems that I've solved were dependent on just that computer. So we'll definitely be on Justin TV tonight. Don't know that we'll be on Crush Radio yet because all the software is written only for PC, and I could not set up Windows 7 or even an old copy of Vista on my Mac hard drive.
Wow, those are a lot of problems no one needs to know.
Oh. Well, here's the funny thing. This is what I was talking about earlier. Is I know a little bit about a lot of things, and so I can oftentimes follow along in a technical discussion about things like compression rates and uplink syncs and format conversions and things like that. I can usually follow along. I know what they're talking about. I can't necessarily make any changes or assimilate that into something meaningful.
Yeah.
But the problem comes in that that's exactly what this needs. Is I need like a very high-end technical person to make all this stuff work.
Well, I'm here.
Is that what
I'm at your service.
Is that your role?
I am at your service, sir.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I run a template website, so I know everything about
template-based website.
Technical stuff.
Yeah,
I'm your technical guy.
The challenge, of course, is it's just a case of there's so much stuff I just don't know about that this something will just hang up. And I'll try to reset everything, and then you realize you have to go back and reset every technical parameter that you set or changed.
That's what kids are for.
Well, remember how computers are supposed to get rid of paper?
Yeah.
That if you don't have a notebook where you're writing down every little thing that you're doing, the computer tries not to remember anything. And the long and the short of it is I'm still continuing to fight an uphill battle of technical inferiority.
Now you have a team. We'll fight on. We will move forward. We would get on air.
That's awesome. I'm very excited about the team that we've built.
We do have a team.
So
Bob the Builder team.
We've got a team that appears on PBS regularly.
I have something running through my head I need to address.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
You mentioned that Keith, you gave him your computer so you could watch DVDs.
Yeah.
Then when you said that, my brain clicked a good hospital movie. And then my brain clicked again, and I thought of the Robin Williams movie.
Patch Adams?
Yes, Patch Adams, good hospital movie.
And is this clicking taking place at like one gear position change?
Pretty much. It goes like,
it's about every 30 seconds.
Click, and then
it hangs up on Patch Adams.
I knew it was Patch.
Oh, okay.
Patch Adams. I'm just saying that I think that's a good hospital movie. Do you have a good hospital movie?
I think you can't go wrong with like Scrubs. If you go through the series,
that's a show.
Especially the early first 4 seasons of Scrubs. Yeah. After that, it gets a little not that it wasn't stupid, but there is a couple of there's some Heather Graham seasons in there that's worth watching. What
about movie?
hospital movie. I don't know what Batman: The Beginning when they have when the Joker blows up the hospital and dresses up like a nurse.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Kind of a hospital
hot.
movie.
That's kind of hot.
It's kind of a hospital movie.
Yeah.
But
do you think Patch Adams is a good hospital movie?
I kind of hate that movie. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You hate?
Yeah. The only Robin Williams movies I've really kind of enjoyed have been when he's worked with Bob Goldthwait.
Okay.
World's Greatest Dad is an exceptionally good movie.
Is it?
Yeah, he plays an English teacher whose son commits suicide, and he takes his son's he takes his writing and puts it off as his son to talk about how deep his son was, and so it was the question is, are people reacting and propping up the writing just because the kid died, or because it's actually good writing? And
well, I'm sure it's no Patch Adams, but it sounds all right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's no Patch Adams. Patch Adams is actually a real guy. He's a real guy.
Yeah.
He still does stuff on various websites. I can't remember which one, but I've seen him pop up on like WebMD and things like that.
When was the last time you saw that movie?
I would say probably 15, 16 years ago.
Oh, do you remember what he does to the gynecologists that come into town? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember the entrance to the building?
Nope.
Go back and look at that, and that's the entrance I'd like to my building.
I'm not going to go back. I'm
Well, you need
not
to.
going to go back to a horrible movie from the mid-'90s.
Just look at that. Look that up
not
on
checking
YouTube
it out.
later, and I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Patch Adams gynecological
Scene.
entree.
The whole scene. I think it's a
Really?
scene.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I thought it was good. That's the best part of the movie, I think.
Wow.
Except for when he entertains the sick children, I think.
Really?
Is that what he does? Does he do that in that movie?
Well, he believes that what's his name? He believes that
Anyways.
laughter is the best medicine.
Oh, yeah, which it is. Most comics should believe that.
And
At least that's what I believe.
That's stupid.
That's why I do.
Medicine
what I do.
is the best medicine. Laughter is not the best. Laughter is about the 53rd best medicine.
Hey, if they want to start prescribing laughter, I would have a lot more work.
Yeah.
Or
And you
try
need to take in at least 3 comedy shows a month.
There you go. There you go.
Take these 2 Dilaudid, take this morphine, take this Percocet, follow the directions on the bottle, and make sure you take in a Friday night show 3 times a month for the next 6 months.
Why does your doctor sound like an Irish terrorist?
Is that an Irish terror?
Kind of like it, yeah. It's kind of like an Irish
I
accent
didn't
with
know.
Middle Eastern. It's pretty good.
I didn't know he was.
I
an
can't do
Irish
that.
guy. I thought he was just kind of a stupid doctor that was.
Like a Midwestern
kind
doctor.
of a stupid doctor that
I'm
really
getting it
didn't
now.
know what he was talking
I
about.
got it now.
Is it the doctor that's driving the 911 out here? Is there a doctor in the house?
There could be.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Hey!
He's not a doctor?
Rim
he's
shot.
not? No? He hasn't told you that yet anyway, right? I wouldn't either. I'd just drive up in a Porsche and get the hot blonde girl. That's the way that works.
Does it?
I
Is
guess.
that true?
I don't know.
It could be.
I don't know. I'm sure there's been a Porsche salesman or
think
two
that's a
who
cliche.
said, if you buy this Porsche, you pull up and the hot blondes will jump right in.
Really?
I'm sure. That's
I think
probably.
that's kind of condescending.
Is it really?
Hey, by the way, talk about condescending.
Condescending sales pitch.
Talk about condescending. I smell like vanilla right now.
Is that condescending?
No, it has no trans. I'm just trying to
Is
make up the transition.
something to do with your skin tone?
No,
being
I put in a new air freshener in my car, the vanilla red tree or the yellow tree.
Wait a minute. Is this in the van or in the car?
In the car. I just stuck it in there.
Why would you ruin that car smell?
My wife gave it to me to stick it in there. We have a tree in every car. That's just how we roll.
Oh my god.
And now I smell like vanilla. Like, when you
This
put
green,
the new ones
this
out.
green thing is just getting out of control.
No,
People got to have trees in their cars now. You have a vanilla tree. You have a vanilla
I have
bean
a
tree in your
vanilla
car.
bean tree hanging from my rearview mirror.
Wow.
And when they first
How do
come
you
out,
water that?
you don't a rim shot, whatever.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much.
Anyways, when they first take them out,
Yeah.
they're like overpowering.
Right.
And usually I'd
Yes.
smoke a lot in the car before, after that, try to neutralize the smell, but I wouldn't get caught dead smoking in my new car.
Yeah, right.
because my wife would kill me.
Yeah, I've never seen you smoke in your car today.
No,
Today I have not seen you
No,
ever
I haven't smoked
in
no,
that car.
never, no.
I've never seen you
And you know
smoke
what
in
else
that
is
car
annoying
today.
about that car, by the way?
What's that?
It has an idiot light on it, right? And
Yeah.
I was freaking out because it's a new car.
Yeah.
This little light comes on the dash, and I was like, "Oh man, am I in trouble? Is this a lemon?" And so I look in the book, which is annoying because it's 900 pages long.
Yeah.
Thank God it has an index, and I know how to use it because
Because you know that
I'm
stuff.
educated.
You're smart that way, yeah.
So I looked, and it's a tire pressure gauge.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. That's annoying. That's
You know,
ridiculous.
you
You
have
know
a-
that thing's going to go off in the winter every single day?
You have a TPMS is what you have. You have a tire pressure monitoring system.
That's
as any
ridiculous.
car
I
does.
hate it. I don't like it at all. And
Why is
then
it-
I hit a bump.
You don't want to know
and
that
it
you have a
goes
tire
off.
going down?
It goes off.
Oh, so
And
that
it's
just,
not reliable.
What that means is you're right on the edge. You are right on the edge of the acceptable tire pressure.
Oh.
Which means if you just add like 2 pounds of pressure,
Well, which
you'll get-
one? It doesn't tell you that.
Right,
Yeah,
well-
it ain't all that smart.
Yeah, I know it's so tough to
Yeah.
go around with a tire pressure.
I don't want to
gauge
go around that
and
huge
check
car
all four
and check
car-
all four
yeah,
tires.
that's
I'm a
great.
lazy person.
Wow. They're actually on the there's an actual option for your car to have a TPMS that's wheel dependent.
I don't
where it
like
would
that
tell
option.
No, it would tell you every wheel that.
I don't want any computers in my car.
Well, then okay.
I want them taken
You're a
out.
complainer apparently because
I
you have a
don't like-
system that tells you. Here's the thing: without that system, you would have to regularly check your tire pressures,
But I don't.
and that's silly. Why wouldn't
I
you do
don't
that?
regularly check my tire
Why
pressure
wouldn't
because
you?
it's fine. The tires are fine, unless it's like really super low to where I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. It's not an issue for me. I really don't care. I'm sick of all these cars
Why'd you
telling
get
me
this
what
car?
to do
Why'd you get this car?
for gas mileage.
Right. Do you know what the number one
Yeah, I
thing
know.
that affects gas
I know.
mileage is? Tire
I understand
pressure.
that.
Number
I don't
one.
care.
Number one.
I don't need my car telling me it needs air. I don't need that.
You're just that aggravated.
I am that. I'm
you're
very
that
aggravated. And you know another thing, my friend went out to Great Lakes Dragway the other day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's trying to lay rubber in his stock GT Mustang, right?
And how's that clutch today?
It's an automatic.
Oh, it's an automatic.
It's an automatic.
How's that?
With traction control.
Oh, nice.
So you need to buy another computer to trick that computer
Yeah.
into turning off certain things so that you can actually do a burnout. That's ridiculous. That's un-American.
That's
I went there.
un-American.
That's un-American. I
That's
went there.
un-American.
I went all the way there.
That's un-American.
It's ridiculous. I need to tell my car that I'm going to abuse it before it lets me abuse it.
That's fabulous.
Is that ridiculous?
That's great.
It's
Oh, I'm
insane.
happy for you.
By the way, he was doing 13s.
13s in
13s
his
in a stock
in his stock Mustang.
GT Mustang with street tires.
And what year is this?
2006, I think, or something. It's pretty nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. It's
wow.
pretty good.
Wow.
But he couldn't break 13s. trying.
That's hard to do in a stock Mustang.
It
That
is
truly
It
hard
was
to do.
But he was working it and trying it and just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Just couldn't do it. But there were a lot of females out there. A lot of females racing out there, which I was really happy to hear about. Some Monte Carlo.
Well, that's because they've gotten all the cars in the divorces.
Is that why?
Is that what, I think that's pretty much what it is. I think it's a case of a bunch of ladies that just have an opportunity that they didn't otherwise have, and now that they've gotten the car through the divorce proceedings, there it is, turning around, coming around on your right-hand side. There's our little 911.
Oh.
Actually, that was a 911 Turbo. That's even more depressing.
Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, you got a Nissan. What is it?
Versa.
Versa. I almost said a Venza.
Versa. I've been seeing them everywhere now.
Yeah, they're
I saw
everywhere.
I saw the same color car today, parking outside. I'm like, God, that's a small car.
They are everywhere.
I'm too big for that car. I can't.
Are you too
I'm
big
way
for
too
that
big
car?
for that car.
Oh, I'm
I need a
sorry to hear
big
that.
car.
Well, now that it's 18 after the hour, we're going to do some plugging of shows here coming up.
Yay!
Coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, is the Tuesday open mic at the Miramar Theater. Go see Sandy Weistow there. I'm gonna make the big announcement here to our one listener.
Yeah.
make sure that you come out Wednesday night to the Wednesday open mic, the Wenamsrim Wednesday night open mic at Stage Right inside the Miramar, to see the last episode, the last version of the Wednesday night open mic at Stage Right inside the Miramar. The week after that, on the 17th, there'll be a comedy show at the Rave. No, not the Rave, the Shank Hall.
Yes.
Where Jason Evans will be performing with Dobie Maxwell in a benefit show for an injured police officer. And I encourage everyone to go to that benefit show in lieu of the Wednesday night open mic, because there will not be a Wednesday night open mic October 17th, which would have been our 52nd. Our 1-year anniversary show would be on that Wednesday.
So you're shutting it down for our big show?
In celebration of the anniversary of Wenamsrim, we are canceling the show, and we're taking the night off and going out. We're gonna, I'm gonna buy the open mic some flowers.
Oh.
We're gonna go. We're going to go to a movie, maybe, go take in a comedy show, have a little dinner, and then we're going to kind of party down, and hopefully I'll get a little. Hopefully we'll get a little bit from the Wednesday night open mic. I'll hopefully catch a little action.
That kind of reminds me, like my anniversary's coming up, my 12th wedding anniversary's coming up.
Already, it's been another year.
Yeah. On October 14th. Absolutely. And October 14th, that'd kind of be like celebrating our anniversary by getting a divorce. It kind of sounds like wouldn't you want to have a celebration at the place that
it's actually more along the line, not so much of a divorce, more of a murder suicide.
That's
kind of what we're going for, is the feeling. The fine folks at the Miramar Theater have made a bunch of business decisions over the last probably 9 to 10 months. And I don't think any of those business decisions have had a positive impact on our show. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I was quite surprised with some of the shows we had in August and early September, as well populated as they were, because there really isn't a lot making decision-wise. What they've been doing hasn't been very assistive in growing our show. And in fact, it's as though we have been kind of battling upstream to get that circumstance to be a positive one. And so after much deliberation this weekend, and unfortunately much, I've had to consider how much time I commit to promoting the show and running the show and buying equipment for the show, and how many resources I've had to dedicate to the show. I really think, and then you weigh that against the uphill battle that is being
waged against you.
Waged against me is exactly the way I would see it. And waged against me, waged against the show, and what we try to do there. So I have just decided that I think it's time to end that open mic and reopen at a new venue that wants to cross promote and wants to help along and wants to make things.
So this
better.
Wednesday will be the last open mic at Stage Right.
The 10th of October, the 51st. Now this is kind of interesting. We started October 19th last year, or October 18th last year, and we have not missed one Wednesday open mic. We have been open for every single Wednesday from last year to this. Uh-huh. We didn't close up for a holiday. We didn't close up the week between Christmas and New Year's. We didn't close up 2 days after New Year's Day. We have been open every single day for an open mic to give comedians, and I mean, like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, everybody was like, why are you even open? That's going to be dead. And we had 22 comedians that night. We were the only game in town. We had comedians from as far away as Tempe, Arizona. The week between Christmas and New Year's, we had comedians from Minneapolis, Indiana, and Cleveland. So we have been the open mic where road comics can come and perform. And I feel as though the fine folks at the Miramar Theater have never capitalized on the wonderful opportunity that we've provided them, and the dedication that we've had to being open. In fact, we had to force them to reopen, because when they went and changed their hours, they decided they were going to open every day at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had sign-up starting at 6:45, and so I show up one day at 6:30, and I'm standing there with the bartender, and she can't get into the building because it's still locked up.
Yeah. Well.
So they don't even that level of lack of respect for what we did. Just
along with other things, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, numerous other things. You know, the way staff that I felt helped our cause were treated internally. You know, that's personnel issues. I don't know if I can even speak to that so much, but what I do know is that in mid-July, even though today, as of 7:24 p.m. on their Facebook page, it says they're open Tuesday through Saturday at 7 p.m. Now, they used to be open Tuesday through Sunday at 7 p.m., and it used to actually be 6 p.m., but they've changed their hours a lot. But you can drive past there as many as 5 of those technically open nights a week and find them completely closed up.
I hear you.
And when I spoke to management there, they literally said, oh, you know, I've had a really hard time staffing the place. While I'm standing right next to a guy who would happily work there 6 days a week.
I got you.
Who previously worked there and continues to work there 1 day a week. So it's not a staffing issue. It is a complete decision on their part to. I don't know who makes that kind of decision, because if you're going to be a neighborhood bar, which they are perfectly positioned to be, they're quiet, they're intimate. We had regulars. We averaged between 10 and 30. We had literally one week had 30 people from the neighborhood surrounding area coming in there because there was a comedy show on Wednesdays, and they knew they could drop by there on a Friday night and get a cocktail. They knew they could stop there on Saturday after a movie and get something to drink on the way home, and it was really taking on the feel of a nice little local neighborhood bar. When you are the local venue in a neighborhood populated by people who have money and people who have an inclination to go out, and you shut down the thing that draws them in on a regular basis, I don't know how anybody can see that as a positive business move.
So that's it then.
So that's it. This
Wednesday, there is no more
Wenamsrim.
Wow.
No more Wenamsrim. We will
I
probably
didn't even know about that.
We're working on a new venue to reopen in November.
Okay.
We will be moving. Working on details with that right now. But unfortunately, I thought I talked to the guy on Friday night this week, and this past weekend, and here's the deal. They wanted to charge a cover charge or institute a 2-drink minimum for an open mic.
Yeah.
And that's just not something that I see the community supporting. I could see the comedy community completely turning their back on that.
Yeah.
And I could certainly see the locals. If I put together a comedy show, I personally have a challenge with that. In the position of being a promoter of comedy shows, I'm not going to make a customer. It would be like paying to come watch the local junior college. Let's say you were originally from West Bend, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And the local college basketball team wanted to start charging you to come to their practices to come and watch.
Yeah.
But they also charged players to come and practice. I can imagine that one or two of the players might have to say, I can't come to practice, coach, because I can't pay to come to practice. I already pay to go to college. I pay to, for my athletic position. I can't pay more. I'm tapped out. Mm-hmm. To have to pay to come to practice?
Yeah.
That's asking a lot.
Oh, I hear you.
And now, it's not that I'm insensitive to them making money, but I also feel that they've made a lot of decisions that have made fewer and fewer people want to come there and pay to be there.
Yeah.
And when you have that circumstance, and the next place they look is to the performers to cover their costs, and they don't look at themselves and they don't look at what they've done. Yeah. It's like, wow, all right, well, there you go. That's your decision. And this is why when the name of that venue shows up on 88.9 during the local 411, they were interviewing a band who started in Milwaukee and has made it pretty big, and I can't remember who the band was, but they were talking about venues, and they were playing, this group was playing the Milwaukee Theater that weekend, which seats about 4,000, 5,000 people. And they were talking about the vagaries of the different venue sizes and how Cactus Club is awesome. You get about 125 people in there, and all the other little places that you can play. And then they're like, well, yeah, the next step up is like the Rave or Shank Hall. Mm-hmm. And those are big jumps. Now you're up into the high hundreds of people into the couple thousand people, and the at the time, 88.9 was doing some cross promotion with this location, with this venue, and the host of the show goes, well, what about the Miramar?
Yeah.
And there's just silence on the part of the band, and he's obviously going, come on, say something. And they're like, well, yeah, the Miramar was probably something back in the day, but I don't think a lot of bands even consider it a viable option anymore.
No, I hear you.
So it's a place that can comfortably seat 300 people, and people don't even look at it, bands don't even look at it as a place to go anymore, because it's fallen into such disrepair, and there's such disconnect with the management and how they promote shows. So Trash Fest was there on Friday night. That was a nice show, interesting show, and
November's Criminals was there Saturday.
November
I really
Criminals
wish
was
I could
there.
have seen that.
Keith joined Evan on the pornographic polka, and
Awesome.
has picked up a couple of verses on that, so that's pretty cool. But not working out.
All right, so
anyway, this is the last Wednesday night open mic at Stage Right inside the Miramar is on Wednesday the 10th, and I encourage everybody on Wednesday the 17th to head over to the Adobe Maxwell Shank Hall benefit show. Also then on the Thursday the 11th this week, Thursday the 11th, I'll be at Papa's Social Club.
Yeah.
Out on 76th and Burleigh in northwest Milwaukee, just on the north edge of Wauwatosa. Come on out to that show. It's a Bill Bagos show. And I was opening for Mike Toomey, and Mike Toomey has opted out for the same reason that other performers have opted out.
Yep.
And that is really kind of ridiculous. And that's my next rant.
It's comedy insider stuff.
This is deep dark comedy insider crap. I'm tired of bookers who don't book you exclusively. Now, if a booker came to me and said, hey man, I really like your comedy, I'm going to book you 40 weeks a year. You can book yourself, but here's a list of places I can't have you perform, but I guarantee you 40 weekends a year of bookings. Sign with me 40 weekends a year, you're booked solid.
Yeah.
Then I would give that booker an awful lot of consideration in where I performed. Because if I get to work every week, if I get to work 3 days, Thursday through Saturday, every weekend, if I get to do that kind of thing all the time, then I'm going to support that booker. I'm going to back them. I'm going to give them whatever information they need. I'll produce videos for them to cross-promote me and help promote me elsewhere. But if you book me 8 weeks a year, and you're going to dictate what schedule I perform at, I can fill 8 weeks a year wherever else I want to go.
Yeah, I hear you.
There's no way that those 8 weeks a year are enough to make me bow to anybody. And in fact, unless I got a full exclusive arrangement like that, I'm not going to agree to anything with anybody. That's ridiculous to me. And so this booker, this location, if you perform at Papa's Social Club, you are done. You cannot play at their 4 locations. This is a little bar restaurant on the northwest side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Literally, nobody will know you played there.
Yeah.
Nobody. In the data, in the statistical analysis, they maybe put 30 to 45 people in that room for a given show.
It's a nice show.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
The food is excellent.
Oh,
the drinks are strong.
Oh.
The show is great.
And Bill takes care of the comics, let me tell you.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
And all that stuff is true. But one person has a problem with another person. And if you do that show, I ain't going to book you for my big theater gig and my big casino gigs, and I ain't going to do that stuff, and you're not going to work for me. In fact, you ain't ever going to work in this town again.
You know what? You're going to end up in a trunk somewhere, O'Day.
No, I'm not going to end up in a trunk. What I do know, I just know I'm never going to work
shoes.
there again. I'm never going to work there again because I'm intentionally going there. I've only done 2 guest spots at that location.
Yeah.
I am never going there again. I'm never going to go to see a show there again. I will not promote for them. I will only interview their comics after they've performed. I will not interview them on this show to promote them for their future visits at that location. Because to demand that kind of loyalty when you're offering people, I mean, literally sometimes, for some people, it's maybe 1 gig. It's a fallout gig. And to have you decline a show on an off night at a bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you got to have your head examined about the thing. You are micromanaging at such
Well, you know why he does it?
Tiny level.
Because it works. He does it, and it works.
But what does it work? What work?
Whatever
he controls
wants.
somebody.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that what he wants? He wants to control people? He wants to control an adult human being to say, hey, man, I know I committed to your show, but I got to back out. I got to back out. I gotta go back on my word to you because this guy from Florida, a guy from Florida is concerned about somebody performing at a bar in Milwaukee.
They got good oranges down there in Florida.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Those oranges suck.
How can you say that?
Those oranges are great.
They are
Great. There's nothing like a blood orange. Just go ahead and ask Lee Lycan about how great the oranges in Florida are.
Absolutely. In fact, when you go to the grocery store and
ask Lee Lycan for the last 16 years how great the oranges are from Florida.
You reach in for that orange juice, right?
Yeah. The orange juice.
They hand it to you from Florida in the refrigerator.
No. Just the nature's made. That's
how fresh it is.
Just the nature's made.
Yeah, but it's from Florida, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the Tropicana from Florida doesn't get handed to you.
Tropicana is horrible orange juice.
It is not. The Minute Maid from Florida doesn't get handed to you.
Tropicana.
Just the nature's made.
Tropicana adds sugar.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. I've looked into this. I've researched my orange juice.
You're lying.
No,
It's 100% Florida orange juice from concentrate. There's no corn syrup. There's no high fructose corn syrup or sugar.
I highly doubt that. I'm just saying.
Well, I just saw. I don't even have to watch the Patch Adams thing because it's the most stupid-looking front of a building I've ever seen. I'm just seeing a still.
That is wonderful. That is great.
Retarded.
That is great.
That's retarded.
That's the entrance I want. If I ever open up a gentleman's club in Las Vegas, that will be the entrance. With arrows. I will add arrows.
See, this last line of the disclaimer is extraordinarily important. Riverwest Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. I think you're going to have a challenge with Tropicana if you're going to hold to this line that they add sugar to their orange juice.
I believe they do. I do.
But you have nothing to base that on.
Yes, my taste.
Your taste.
Yes.
Your cigarette destroyed, NutraSweet aided gum, sensitive, sharp sensitive taste.
Absolutely.
Absolutely accurate. Is that why they hire you down there at the brewery to drink all that beer? Is to make sure that the beer is exactly right?
I wish I had that
This
job.
beer tastes the best with Pall Malls. I think it tastes better with Marlboro, but
I wouldn't be a good beer taster because I do not like beer unless it's free. Then I'll drink it.
I see.
Yeah. So at a wedding, I'll drink beer. If you're giving away free beer, I am there. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, the ship that we have downtown, the famous
Dennis Sullivan
3-mast ship, yes. They were donated this year. 3 kegs. I wouldn't call them kegs. They're like barrels. They're put in the wine barrels.
Yeah.
Of peach schnapps, and then 2 smaller, like 5-gallon ones of like whiskey, right? And they took the 2 5-gallons on the ship and aged it for the summer. So now they're gonna tap it at the end of the year before it goes into
dry storage.
Yeah, dry storage. So I'm like, dude, you gotta hook me up with the peach schnapps because this peach schnapps barrel is as big as this stage. It's huge. like the length of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I just thought that was really cool that they donated. I forgot what distillery donated it, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then the guys were telling me, I call them pirates. That's what I call
So
them.
you just advertised on the radio that a ship docked in the harbor over there is laden with peach schnapps.
No, the peach
giant
schnapps
barrel.
is inside,
Oh, it's
locked
inside.
up.
Inside the ship or inside the building?
No, inside the building, locked up.
Okay.
In fact, I
All
pass it every day
Oh.
and take a little nip. Just kidding.
Awesome.
But the other little 5-gallon ones, I haven't seen, so I assume the pirates drank them.
I see.
That's what I call them, pirates.
Yeah.
Arr.
Yeah.
Do you like pirates?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, no.
Let's see here. Did they already hang up?
Who's they?
Somebody was calling,
They were.
and I missed their call. Oh, it was a bar in Burlington that we're trying to book. Yeah, it's too bad. I'd love to have talked to him on the air.
Yeah.
So, hey, Wayne, how's it going?
I'll get you in the door.
That is awesome. Yeah. So, wow, that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
great.
it just reminded me of that. So,
So, is there any sugar? Is there any added sugar in that?
Are you making fun of my orange juice comment?
I am making fun of your orange juice comment
because
because
I'm not biting.
there's no added sugar.
I always thought there was.
Tropicana orange
The
juice.
way Tropicana tastes to me, it does. But Florida,
It's
tastes
probably
different to me.
more a case of their flash pasteurization process that you're tasting, because what it does is it concentrates sugar. The sugar
That might be it.
It's the sugar that's already in the orange. Oranges are loaded with sugar
Well, why doesn't Florida's other one?
because they use a slow cold
See,
pasteurization
I like
process.
that pasteurization.
Yeah, whatever.
It doesn't taste as good.
Sure. Whatever.
I don't
gets you
like
through the day.
sugary stuff.
Okay. All right.
And I don't like
That's
pulp
okay.
in my orange juice.
You don't?
No, I do not. I like the word. I do not like it in my orange juice.